What are like your top like give me like your top two or whatever you can think of that like that bugs you. Like, whatever people do or just shit you don't like.
in general.
Yeah, because like the thing that made me think about this is I was watching a clip of uh Jake Paul or the Paul brothers, right? And they were like, I'm not, maybe this is planned, but it just doesn't. It seems genuinely like a conversation that they're having, and it seems like uh the way that Logan talks to Jake, it just doesn't seem brotherly. Seems like he has too much self-interest. And when I see two brothers, like when I see a brother willing to step on his own brother to get higher up, it just I don't like it.
But that's based on because of the way we are. We have our own idea of what a brother relationship should be. And not everybody views it like that. Because I know people who don't even talk to their brothers. And that shit seems like fucking ludicrous, huh?
But not
When you
talking to
think
your
of that,
brother, I'm not saying I would understand, but I can see the world, like the world's not perfect, right?
I could understand because I've had people explain it to me.
And
You know, so
but when it comes to someone telling you a logical explanation why they don't speak to their brother, you'd be like, okay, but willing to step on his neck, right?
yeah.
For something selfish, like getting an extra like few 100,000 or whatever the
I
case may
have
be.
like I would never turn on my family for anything. Even if it hurts me, you know,
Yeah.
and even if it hurts me physically, I would never turn on my family ever. And because it's like, but it's way different. I can't judge people because people live different lives. You know, I was lucky enough that I got family that always looked out for me, always. And I think I was thinking on that. I was like, that's allowed me to be who I am because there's no way I reach where I'm at up here without the people around me. Like we have a team, and it's strong because we have multiple strong people that I can trust with their opinion. And I can come and say something like, hey, what you think? And I know your opinion will be selfless. And because we care about each other, even though if somebody could take a hit, you would take the hit. If you knew it would better me, you would take the hit. And I would do the same. And that's why that's why there's so much trust. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
So if you're like, that's why it's different when you hit me up and you tell me, hey, can you do this? It's different because like I already know it's not being abused. Like if you tell me to do something, it's not because you don't have all your interests at heart. It's not me, 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 me. It's always like uh putting thought into the other person too.
That's
And
how it should be, though. Yeah, I understand. That's why it makes me a little sad when I see people that don't have the same relationship with their family. And I understand that they have certain circumstances that led to where they're at, but I'm like, it would suck. And then also, like people who don't have no siblings, like, damn, like the joy of
but
having.
because but it just because if you have a sibling and he's toxic, then you're probably better off alone. So you're just basing that
And
off
that's
what
the
we
sad
have
reality.
and
That's
what
the
we
sad
have.
reality. Yeah.
But to me, it's like I would never shit on my brothers. Ever. Not even my brother-in-law. I will never shit on him. We could have the biggest fight. Me and you could have the biggest fight. Like crazy shit. If you can do something where I'm like, this is unlike him, fuck him. Like, I can't believe he did that to me or anything like that. And I can go to the store and if I meet somebody and they're like, hey, how you doing? How's your brother? I'll be like, he's good, whatever. I would be all like if nothing happened. I'd be like, yeah, I was just with him. And he'd be like, oh, let's hang out. I would still be like, let's go hang out. I'll call my brother up right now. We can go together. Like if nothing happened. Because I would never shit on my brothers in front of everybody. In front of the light. Heck no. That's not me. I've always keep that shit because I feel like, you know how like Ragnar said, let's not wash our dirty clothes in front of people? That's how I am. Fuck that. Everything is good, bro. And when I say that because I've seen other people who are not like that. I've seen other people talk shit about their sisters, their brothers, and I'm like, bro, I don't know why you even telling me this, you know? But I just understand that we're all different. And I've been told by certain people, like, yeah, you can say that because your relationship with your brother is good, but my relationship is nothing like that. We hardly even talk. And it just seems, well, at first I would always just not understand it. Like, how can that be? Like, you guys are brothers. And especially if you guys still live with each other. Like, how do you ignore that person? The only way you can is if that person is truly selfish. Right? Truly selfish.
Yeah, it was hard for me to understand it too. Because I would be like, how? I don't understand. But because I didn't walk their life through their shoes. So you can't really, it's like trying to create a scenario in your head that will make sense and it doesn't. But once, I'm sure that if swaps were reversed or whatever, you could probably understand or get a better grasp of why they are the way they are. But I don't know.
That's why when I see the Tate brothers, it's like the big ass thing. They're huge as far as like the attention they have, and there's damn near celebrities, right? They're so known. That's why it's good to see, because it's an example. Like, that's how you should be with your brother. And I've never seen nothing like that on the internet. And it quickly reminds me, oh, that's same shit we got. Same shit. Cause he's like, well, we'll die together. And that's the same shit. We'll die together. Fuck that. Like I've always said that, like, even if we're outnumbered, you know, like, I'll go get you. I'll figure it out. And that's why I've always said that. Like, people never understood that. Remember, I would tell you all the time, like, hey, if you ever, whenever you get into a relationship, that's fine. Love that person. But just never forget, like, they won't do what I will, you know? And I've always took it to extreme measures, even though if it's not necessary. But I don't know why violence always I don't know why we always show love, but like, you don't know what I'll do to somebody, huh? You don't know what I'll do to somebody for you. But I don't know why we can't create other positive examples.
It's because it seems so far gone. Like, you're going devil shit. You're willing to go that far. And it's weird to show love with violence.
Huh?
But it's understood.
Because the only thing else you could say is, I'd die for you, huh? That's it. Because that's the biggest thing.
But I feel like dying.
But I'd die for any of my family members. So
dying, you think dying for someone is easier than murdering someone hella brutally for someone? Like, to show, like, in order to show how much you love someone, or what lengths you're willing to go, it seems like brutal murder is like way more harder to do than just to die for someone.
Because it seems like we're not meant to do that.
It seems
and you're going against everybody and God. You're saying, you're throwing out all your values as somebody who believes in God. You're throwing out all your values. You're going to hell, straight to hell, and you don't give a fuck. That's the craziness. That, like, because it's like, I don't like talking about shit like this because I feel like it puts negative shit in there. That's why I've tried not to even think about shit like that, because I always used to think shit like that. I don't like thinking about shit like that, but just to put, like, to finish it off, it was just me, like, if somebody did that to one of my loved ones, whatever they did, no matter how brutal, it would be in return plus, you know? And people, I don't want to, like, because people are going to be like, yeah, right.
It did. It go more into detail.
Yeah.
How far would you go?
Like, but it's just like
baby killer, huh?
Oh, shit. But I just feel like, I don't know why there's no other examples to show someone, huh? Besides, I'll die for you.
It's just more, it's easier to understand. Like, as far as to convey.
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like, have you met somebody else who, nah, I haven't, who has the same relationship as me as you? Who speaks on their brother in high regard?
I don't think so.
Because nobody can ever say to me that I shit on you. Never. Ever.
Have
And they'll
I?
be like, you're a liar.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. At least that I heard about.
I was trying to run through all my every memory. Remember how we used to fight?
never-
Remember how we used to fight? And remember when we were in Acacia? I don't know what the hell happened. Well, we were fighting and you jumped on my back and then you were hitting me. And I started punching you in the stomach. Bam, bam.
No.
And then my dad separated us. But I think you had bit your lip.
No,
You're
bleeding or
bleeding from your lip.
Oh.
My dad's like, "What the hell are you guys doing?" It's very rare for us to fight. I think when like, do you remember? Because now everybody says, remember how our nephew was like, "You guys fight?" Like,
Yeah, because he heard us just like, because we don't fight. We don't even argue. But I will be like, you dumbass, like, what the fuck you doing? Like, it's not how it's done. And you'll say the same thing to me. You're hella stupid. Like, what are you talking about? You're hella dumb. That's not how that goes. And shit like that. But it's because they never see us in any way
combative.
Combative, that when they see that, they be like, oh, you
What the
guys
hell?
fight? Yeah, but we never fight, ever. I can't remember
See,
what.
and it's in it, and I think it's real odd because I when it comes to anyone else, it seems like there's always like why like I'm trying to break it down to think why when we speak to each other, right? I always listen, but sometimes it seems like you're way more willing to hear me out
It's just reason.
before you say no, what about this, right? But when I feel like a lot of times people don't want to back down when they're wrong. So when you know how sometimes I'm not the best when it comes to trying to get my point across without making it look like I'm just shitting on them, right? So I'm doing what I think. Like, let's say me and another person are having a discussion, and I see they're like, let's say I care about this person, right? And I see that they're fucking up and they're only hurting themselves, but they're stuck on the idea that they're doing it the right way. When I know, hey, you're not doing it the right way, then I'm going to explain to you why you're not doing it the right way. But yet they throw all that logic out the window and they want to ride with their idea, and that makes me upset because I'm trying to help you, but yet you don't want to be helped, and because I don't want to see you get hurt or go down the wrong path. And that frustrates the hell out of me when they're not willing to say,
it's their ego.
They're not willing to do the let me think about it, right?
But it's putting your ego down and going with reason. That's what it is. I'm able to be like, put my ego down, like, let me hear him out, whatever it is.
Yeah, because I
don't take something that serious because we already know. Like, if I said, like, right now, if I did something like, I don't know, like I didn't hit record, and you were like, you're hella dumb. Like, what the hell? We just talked here for an hour and you didn't record? Like, dumbass? I wouldn't take that to heart. But maybe that's because I have an understanding that you're not saying I'm an actual dumbass. You're just saying that I committed stupidity by not doing what I'm already supposed to be doing. It's not saying like you're stupid as a person. That's just saying you made a stupid decision by not checking it first. So I know you're not calling me dumb and like, oh, you're dumb. And I think people take it like that. That's why when I fuck up, I fucked up. And then it's just like, we just shake our heads like, dumbass motherfucker. But that's it. But it's because we're human though. We're gonna fuck up. But it's important to own your fuck ups.
And not put blame on someone else.
Yeah, because when you own your fuck ups, what much can they say? When you say, look, I did this today, I shouldn't have done it, but I did it anyways.
I fucked up.
Or I was paying attention on my phone and I hit a trash can. Or I hit this. I was doing this and I split it like that. And when you own it, it's way more respectable. Because like when something happens, and I'll tell my dad, hey, this happened today. Straight honesty, even though it's like, even though he's like, how? He just shakes his head because there's not really much you can do. Like, he already knows. Like, he already knows. I don't have to sit here and lecture him. He already knows, but he fucked up. So what can we do? Nothing. We just got to do whatever we got to do. If it's damaged, we fix it. If it's this, whatever. But that's because we have built this trust in each other. But other people are not like that. And it's different because not everybody has the same parents we had. And some people don't even have parents at all. So I can't judge anybody for how they choose to live when, if you have no parents and you have a siblings in all your guys' life, you guys have been selfish because the other one never showed you love. Like, how can you be the same? You can. You just have to be the bigger person, but not everybody's willing. So it's up to everyone. But you were asking me about what things I don't like, huh?
But shit that bugs you.
Yeah,
like, do you have something that's like top tier?
Well, one of the things, I don't like it when people litter anywhere.
Why do they do that? Why do they even when
cigarettes? Yeah, you know, something that bugs me, like it does bug me, is when I'm driving and the car in front of me, we're at a light or anything, and the car in front of me rolls down his window and throws a cigarette butt out the window. I don't like that shit. Like, why are you throwing that? Throw that shit away in the garbage. Why are you throwing it on the street?
Yeah, I
like, that's not something that's gonna be eaten by birds or nothing. Like, it's gonna stay there until somebody cleans it up. I don't even know why that's like. Motherfuckers should get tickets for that shit.
I want to say they would, but I'm not 100%. But people be throwing crazy shit out the window.
I know there's people that would pass by in front of our house and throw fucking liquor bottles and shit. Like, what
cheap
the fuck?
Boys too, huh?
Throw that shit in the garbage with your fucking $5 ass for liquor, huh?
Yeah.
Little bottle ass of liquor. Throw that shit in the garbage. Why do we want to trash our own communities? Don't even make no sense. That's why when we went to Stockton and I seen like what it's become, I'm like, damn, like,
sad, huh?
Because people don't really give a fuck about Stockton like that, like I do. And it just sucks because I don't know. I think we just care about it a lot because that's where we grew up at. And when we see somebody trash it, but they trash it because it's become normal. It's just a normal thing. It's not even a thought no more. When you have some trash, you just throw it.
You ever seen the people who clean the rivers that are like filled with trash? And they do like a montage of them cleaning it.
Oh, I think I've seen a couple.
And I'm like, that's tight. Like, people who get it into a crew and they just clean.
I feel like people would see that as lame. Oh, you care about the community. But it's like, you know, you got to grow up, bro. You got to grow up at some point. Like, if you have not seen that gangster shit leads you nowhere by now, if you have not seen it, it's taking you nowhere. And to me, it's about like showing love to people and putting good in the world. And today when I went to Sam's, I walked out and I had a bunch of, like, a cart filled of shit. I had 2 carts because I had some shit for my sister and I had some shit for me. And there was a Sam's employee and I was parked way in the back. You know how sometimes we like to park in the back just because it's not crowded and stuff. You have to walk more, but who cares? I parked back there. I was parked way back there. And there was a Sam employee and he came and he started helping me put the groceries in the car. Like, he was handing them to me. And I was like,
without you asking him?
And at first I'm like, you know, because I'm with my niece and I'm like, what the hell? This is so odd.
He just pulled up to
But
you.
I'm just reading them. You know, he was just in the area. I didn't even see where he came from. He just pulled up and said, how you guys doing today? And I said, good. How you doing? And he's like, good. He's like, you know, I could take those carts off your hand after you're done with them. And I was like, oh, yeah. And then I started putting stuff in the van. And then when I looked back, he was grabbing shit and handing it to my niece to hand to me, or handing it to me directly. And I'm like, damn, that's never happened to me in my life. And I'm like, yeah, it's odd, but I always like to think like that. I said, that has to be like, I know it's so simple, but I'm like, this is God stuff. This comes from God. Like, because I'm like, when you put good out in the world, like, I feel like it comes back to you, even if you take God out the picture, right? But to me, it's like this never happened to me ever in my life, ever. And he helped us and everything, and he's like, "Did you find everything in the store all right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I found everything." And then after we put everything in the car, I said, "Thanks, man, appreciate it." And he's like, "No problem."
Why do they ask you that? Why do everyone always ask that? Like, is there like I always wondered whether there was uh someone keeping track of how many people say, "Yeah, I found it all right," or "No, I didn't find it." Like, what
I think
happens?
it's just a kind thing to do
Is
because maybe somebody has something in the back of their mind, and then you bring it up. Yeah, oh, I was looking for this. Or maybe it's just like something they teach in corporate. Like when you sign up to the job, this is how you be nice to people, and it's become the same thing as of how you doing.
Oh, I thought they were doing it like if they didn't like they would tally up at the end of the month how many no I didn't find,
Nah, I
and
don't
then they
think
would reorganize their
Nah,
shit.
I don't give a fuck that much. I think it's just like something that's taught, like be nice and everything.
Oh,
So that's why he's like, "You find everything?" I'm like, "Yeah," but I'm like, it's so unexpected, and even my niece was like, "That's a nice man." No, that's a nice. And I was like, "Yeah, he was nice."
that's why people. I feel like doing nice shit feels good.
It feels good, and then when people can see, because a lot of people look at you and they judge you just based on who you are, how you look. You might look intimidating, and so they won't be kind to you. They won't be mean to you, but they won't be kind to you because you frighten them, or it's always the risk of a threat. But the people who ignore that or don't see that, those people are good at heart. When I'm at the store and a grandma comes up to me and talks to me like if I'm her kid or something, that to me is like, okay, this is how it should be. And I always be the change that I want to see. So I'm always trying to be nice to people. I always try helping people out. When I'm at places, if I need somebody whenever I see the elderly and they're buying something heavy, and I see that, oh, like they might not be able to carry that. And I always ask, "Hey, you want me to help you?" I helped the dude put on a bike in his truck a couple months back. He had just bought it. And I seen him. And I was like, I'm like, he's not gonna be able to put that bike up. So I passed by, I was like, "How you doing, sir?" And he said, "Doing good." I said, "Do you want me to help you with that bike?" And he's like, "Would you?" He's like, "That'd be great." All right. So he hopped on the pickup and I just picked it up and gave it to him. And then he was like so surprised the way he was looking at me. Like you could tell by the way he would look at me was like, this is different. Like, and
He didn't expect that.
yeah, he didn't expect that. And then he looked at me and he said, "What's your name?" And he put his hand out, said Francisco. And he told me his name. I don't remember his name. And I was like, "Nice to meet you." And then that's it. I said, "Have a good day." And I left. And that's what I like, the no expectation. Like, I'm not sitting there, you to give me nothing. I don't want nothing from you. I just wanted to help you purely because I knew you could have used the help. That's it. I don't want you. You could forget about me. I don't care. You could forget about me because to me, the
deed is done.
Yeah, the deed is done. Being good. Like, I like being good. And because I never used to think like that. So now I like it that I want to be helpful if I can. That's why when and even though sometimes it's like, it's a little weird going up to people at a time. "Hey, you want me to help you?" Because some people might take that the wrong way. I don't know. People could take it anyway, I guess. But like I see people putting up that when they get water, the 24 packs. I've seen a older lady grabbing them, and I'm like, I'm always hesitant.
Yeah, I know. You think
And
about
I
it.
hate that.
And
Yeah, I hate that because
you're talking to your inner self.
but
Like,
should I do it? Should I? Yeah. And I just hate that because I just feel like it should be instinct. Like, it is instinct, but it should be instinct to where I take action, not think about it. I should just do.
You have a debate.
I should just do. Yeah, because it's like, what if she already got one in the car? What, like, and you start just
analyzing whether
or not, and just do it. And then I went up to her and said, "Hey, you want me to help you? You got any more?" She's like, "I just got 2 more. Do you want me to help you?" And she's like, "No, it's all right." "Okay, no problem. Have a nice day." And I walk away.
Yeah.
But it's just being.
Some people will wave you down. Like when I went.
Yeah, there's some people who will tell you like, "Hey,
they need help." And if they see, they're like, because I was with my dad at Lowe's, This was a long time ago though. And the old man waved me over, and he's like, "Young man." And then I went over there, and he was loading fertilizer, like bags of fertilizer, and like I'm not sure if he's doing a garden or what. He had mulch bags and stuff, and he's like, he said, would you mind just throwing these bags on into his trunk? And I'm like, oh no. And I picked them up, and I'm like, oh,
Heavy?
it wasn't crazy, but it was heavy for him. It would have been heavy. You fuck his back up. So I'm like, yeah, no problem. Man. Me and my dad both did it, but he had like 4 or 5 bags. So, but I'm like, oh yeah, someone must have loaded for him, and then he must have not been able to get help to load on his car. But I'm like, it's not a big deal helping people especially when they need it. It's not.
And they should though. I feel like the elderly, if you need assistance,
don't be shy.
Yeah, don't be shy. Take advantage of every young buck you see, because where the fuck has that gone? Respect your elders type shit. Where is that gone?
Shit, that.
Like, be nice to especially your elders. You know, if you see somebody your age and they're being disrespectful, I mean, it's a little different, but still, like, when somebody elderly,
it's always like
and is in assistance.
I know,
and like, you should provide it if you can. Why not? Because I always see it like that. Because if my grandma was out there like that, I'd want somebody to help her. You know, because not every grandma has somebody looking after her. Sometimes they got to ride it out solo. That's why I be seeing videos of people who will be taking care of their grandmas or their moms with like dementia and stuff like that, Alzheimer's, and they're around. I'm like, that's gangster shit, because that's what we should do. But not everybody wants to pick up that weight. That shit heavy. And not a lot of people understand that.
There's not a lot.
So that's why when I see that, I can understand, because I'm in a similar position. So I'm like, oh yeah, I feel you. I've been there. I'm there right now. So it's like, because that's some selfless shit where you could put aside your own shit. Fuck what I want. It's what this person needs from me. You know, it's not easy to do, and it's for the real soldiers out there. But they out there, huh?
How many you think?
There's good people.
5%.
You know, because when I'm like putting your parents in a home, I don't know. I'm not judging you if you do that, but I mean, I don't think I could do that.
Especially when your body,
unless it's like,
your body's
unless I'm sure there's exceptions, because it's like if you're an only child and you have 2 parents and they're both getting on the older side and they need help, and one of them has Alzheimer's, like, and you're at work and you're like, I can't leave them by themselves, and I don't have no one else who can take care of them, so I gotta put them in a home. I would be like, oh, that makes sense, right? Because you have no assistance, you have nobody to help you. But if you have the numbers, if you have the people, and you just don't want to do it out of laziness or because you feel like it's not your responsibility,
I gotta live my life.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people say, you know. And I mean, and to an extent, you can't really blame them, because that is the normal thing to do. But to me, in my heart, that's not the right thing to do. The right thing to do is, even if you suffer, you have to. Like, you have to. It's just what it is. Like, you can't, it's just your cards. You can't complain. You can't throw your cards away and say, give me a new deck. You know what I'm saying? You draw, and you play with them. And you make the best out of them.
But it's not fair.
When?
Give me my door.
I know. That's from in high school. A girl told me that her mom took her door away because of, I don't know what she did. I think she called her a bitch or something. She said something to her. They had an argument. And her mom was like, you know what? Fuck it. That's it. She told her husband, take her fucking door. Like, no privacy for you. Like, to me, I'm like, ooh, like, take my door? That's punishment? But I'm like, okay. But obviously it was punishment because she got pissed. And she was like, that bitch took my door and shit like that. And I'm like, I don't know how you could ever call your mom a bitch, huh?
I don't know. Like, it sounds wrong. It feels wrong even hearing somebody else say it.
Yeah, like, even like when that's why, like, even though like our mom, right? Our mom was beat as a child, right? She was beat up by her dad. I don't even know if I'll keep this in here, but she was beat up by her dad. And the love my mom has for her dad to this day, it's like crazy, right? It's like true forgiveness. That's big heart, because her saying that she's seen her dad beat up her mom in front of her and shit like that. Like, because it's like, when I think of like, if my dad beat my ass all my life and never showed that he loved me or any type of care towards me, I don't know if I could love him, right? But that's why when I see my mom, she's like, I don't care, that's my dad. It's a certain love she has for him that has to be like, damn, like respectable. Because when I heard those stories, and then I went over there and I seen him, I had no respect for him. I didn't even want to shake his hand because of the background that I know of him. But I'm like, I shouldn't judge him on what he did 20, 30 years ago. Because that's the past is the past and you can't change the past. So I'm like, yeah, it's wrong. But how can I judge him for that if he's no longer that person?
Yeah.
Well, we see. But yeah, but littering. Back to that shit. Littering is something I don't. Nah, that shit. But aside from that, what bugs me? Something that bugs me. I can't really think of anything else that bugs me.
Even like,
because when I think bugs me, I think people. Like, what is something that people do that bugs me? Oh, kind of what I don't like is people that are real impatient on traffic. They're quick to honk and shit. They're quick to honk, or they're quick to do crazy maneuvers. Like, I seen the other day, I was driving and there was this girl in front of me, and she was driving super slow. And it was a young girl, but she was driving super slow. And whenever somebody's driving super slow, it's kind of annoying. Like, why are you going so slow? Especially when you're going below the speed limit.
Yeah.
It's kind of annoying, but it doesn't piss me off. It's just like, whatever. I guess we're cruising then. And I started just cruising. But there was a guy behind me, and I could tell he was annoyed because he kept maneuvering his car damn near to the other lane to see, like, who the hell was holding this shit up, right? Because he thought it was me. I could tell he thought it was me. But then when he went to the other side, he seen it was the other girl. So when we got to the stop, there was plenty of time for that girl to go. So I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh, new driver. It has to be a new driver, right? So it's cool. I'm chilling. While I'm chilling, the homie ain't chilling. Behind me ain't chilling. That fool starts honking. Boom, boom. And he has his window down so I can hear him. And he's like, what the fuck? Something. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I just laughed. Because I'm like, it's not that serious. Like, who cares? And then the girl, because he honked like crazy, there was a girl in the back seat too. And she like made eye contact with me. And I was like, I hope she don't think I'm the motherfucker honking. Even though the dude behind me, it was him. Even though maybe you could tell by the noise. I don't know. But I just chilled. I didn't do nothing. And I just let her go. And the dude was like, he took off. And then every time they take off, they step on it. Why they do that? When they take off in a situation, they hit the gas like they got a badass car or something.
And the shit putters.
Sounds like they cut the fucking muffler off and shit. Yeah.
I think it's the show. It's like, just universal show of anger.
I seek to understand. That's why when it's going slow, I'm like, he must be a new driver. Even though it might not be. Even though it might just be somebody who just drives like that. But it's not. Because I refuse to give somebody the power to irritate me or fuck up my day. That's how I am. And it's the thing of the remote, right? I can't let nobody else have the remote to me, to my emotions. I shouldn't be able to be upset. I shouldn't be able to have a great day. I'm like, I'm having a great day. And then I come home and somebody says something to me and then I'm like, I'm having a bad day now. Or I'm mad now. There got to be a level of control. That's why to me, I never really get upset at like shit on the road, unless you even then I don't get mad, but like if you almost cause an accident, you almost caused me to crash.
Yeah, it involves me.
You're like, you're turning and you're not. It's not a smart.
You had
move.
zero care for me.
Yeah, but even then, I don't get mad. I just get mad like pay attention because you kill yourself, and now you kill yourself, probably kill me too. And there's been people who have driven into my lane, as I'm and thankfully they've done it slow. So as they're doing it slow, I hit beep beep, and then they correct themselves. But my beep beep is not like, hey, fuck, bitch. Like, no, it's not that. It's just like, hey, pay attention. I'm right here. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people's beep beeps is fuck you.
It's there's been a lot of situations where I've caught myself where I'm like I be paying attention, because if I'm not paying attention, I would hit him.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of those, and I've been lucky.
But I don't, you know why also I don't get mad? Because I've been on the other side too. I've been on the side like, fuck, I shouldn't have done that. That guy almost hit me, So because of that, and because I understand we're human, we're going to fuck up, passes. I give people passes because I want people to give me passes when I fuck up. Because that's why the road is so dangerous. And speaking on that, I was watching videos on people with motorcycles. Have you ever seen those videos of homeboys smashing, going 100 or something on the freeway and going in between cars, lane splitting? I was thinking of that, and I was like, damn, like you don't value your life for shit. It's already dangerous as fuck to be on a motorcycle. But to be hauling ass, if somebody just turns, a little bit, you're fucked. It's bye-bye you. And that's why, to me, as someone who used to ride and probably will ride again in the future, like, I'm like, I wouldn't do that shit ever. I value my life too much. It's dangerous enough getting on the bike. And that's what I don't think people understand that. Like, you can be the best driver in the world. That don't mean shit. Because if somebody else is not, if somebody else fuck up and kill you.
Or even an animal.
Yeah, even an animal. I seen a homie, he run into a fucking bird in the video. He just smacked the fuck out of his helmet. Thankfully, he was wearing a helmet. Because if you're not wearing a helmet,
shit hurts. Little pebbles.
Yeah, rain hurts.
Shit hurts.
And even the bugs, the little bugs. You ever hit them bitches? I've hit them and I'm like, oh shit, you gotta wear glasses.
Oh yeah, because they'll fuck your eye out.
Yeah, shit hurts like a motherfucker. But let's watch a video, because I wanted to show you a video of people doing that shit.
Yeah, it's too sketchy. I've seen videos of people just going hella fast, and I'm like, how the fuck you going that fast with no fear? So
this is a compilation, I think, of people going crazy on the freeway. Like, I don't know if that's miles per hour or if they're in another country, because what else do they use? Kilometers? Or what is it?
Yeah, I think so. But I think it is.
Look at this dude. He's riding the side, look. Like, I don't know how I don't feel comfortable like that. And look at that. Look at this dude. Ooh. If that homie moves a foot,
Yeah, if he jumps one way.
Fuck no. And not only do you don't have regard for your own life right there. If somebody wants to turn or anything, it's over for you. Look at that homeboy was about to turn. Look at this guy.
Oh,
and people, man. I've heard people say like, people like this need a wake up call. Because I don't want people. Yeah, I don't want people.
I don't want that. I don't want that wake up call. Even though they might be right, I don't want that wake up call for them. Shit gonna hurt.
Yeah, because like, I just don't see how you feel comfortable doing this type
of thing
shit.
This thing, when I used to watch shit like this, is before I started writing, and I would watch people run away from the cops in bikes like this.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, damn, that's tight. But now I don't think that no more. I don't like going
I've heard like certain places in certain states, police won't even chase you no more because they're like, it's not worth killing. He's gonna kill himself. If you're on a bike and you're going speeding, that the police won't even chase you. They'll just try to get your plates, and then they'll get you later. Because the police was like, police officer was like, I was chasing somebody and the dude just ran through a red light and somebody hit him and he died right then and there. And he's like, it's not my fault. The cop was like, it's not my fault. But still, like, I don't know, like, the fastest I've ever gone on a bike was like 70, 80. That's the fastest I've ever went on a bike.
But you were purposely trying to go fast, right? Like on...
Yeah.
It was like
I can understand because of the thrill, huh? Like, yeah, it's just tight. Bikes are tight as hell, but
I just wanted
my life is tighter.
Yeah,
you know.
it's not worth it.
Look at that. Like what if homie turns right there? You have such a trust that everybody's gonna do what they're supposed to do. Smashing. I seen a dude going like 170, 80 on a bike on the freeway.
I know that's
smashing it, like putting all the way
doing
back.
70, 80. The wind, but we didn't have no wind guard, but this is crazy. It's tight though. Like
even cars though, people be smashing in cars, huh? But at least in cars you have more protection.
Yeah, you still have.
But you still shouldn't do that shit. You die too. Damn, huh?
That shit is fast though. Yeah. It's all this shit's tight to see, but I wouldn't want to be the person behind it.
Nah, I like bikes to cruise and chill. Yeah. I don't like fucking. I don't have that. What is it called? That daredevil in me.
Yeah, I know.
But the bike community is tight.
I know. Like and they're friendly.
They're friendly as hell. Like people really think of bikers as like
thugs.
Yeah, like fucked up.
Because of who are those guys called? What are those? The Hell's Angels.
The Hell's Angels and all these gangs.
Yeah, all these like hardcore 80s, 70s or whatever. The bikers who were like, "We'll fuck you up." Who were really gang.
They will really fuck you up, but they don't come out there like that.
Yeah.
At least from I don't know. I'm not gonna speak for them. I don't know them, but I'm saying like when I started riding and I started cruising around the city, right? Every time you come across another biker, they put the 2 fingers down.
It's all love, huh?
Yeah, they put the 2 fingers down, and that means like keep 2 wheels, like 2 wheels. It's like and at first, I didn't understand that. You know, I didn't understand that.
Yeah, and I wasn't comfortable with letting go of the.
Yeah.
I wasn't comfortable. So
I wouldn't do it.
It was hella awkward when I would come by. I would drive by another biker, and he would do the 2, and my ass would be, because I didn't know what to do at first. I didn't know what that meant. So here's my little awkward ass.
Yeah. But
now that I think back on it, it was hella funny.
No, but I wouldn't do anything at times in the beginning because I wasn't comfortable. And it just felt like, damn, I feel like an asshole because it's kind of like waving at you and you're not waving back. But I'm like, that's tight because that's only like a biker thing, like 2 wheels down, you know. And I always thought that was hella tight, and I started doing that to bikers. You know, whenever I was riding and I would see another one, it's a must. That's like biker shit. If you have a bike and you come in on the other lane, if you don't do if you don't signal, that's like you an asshole, huh?
It just shows like respect to
it's just like because like it's also like the acknowledgement of like
brothers,
like we're riding out here, or the danger that
comrades
comes with this shit. Yeah. But it's just tight. I remember one time I was riding and I was riding near the house, and like typically I take up the whole lane, right? When you're driving, you take up the whole lane, usually in the middle, or you can pick left or right, wherever you want to go. But I was riding, and all of a sudden I heard another bike, and I looked, and there was a biker behind me, and he had a big boy bike, and you know we just had the cruiser, and he had the big boy bike, and you know I heard him behind me, and he was going vroom vroom vroom. He's doing that shit, right? And I heard him behind me, and I just kept riding. And then I was on the left side of the lane, and homeboy pulled up to me, and we were side by side. And he was looking at me, and he was like this, and he was like, it was an older dude too. And he was like, vroom, vroom. And I think he wanted me to do the vroom, vroom shit back. But at that point, I was still new. So I was just focusing because I'm like, I've never rode side by side with anybody. And when we took the safety course, remember? They were like, you're not supposed to do that shit because it's dangerous. Because if somebody fucks up, you know, but So it reminded me of that because I was new. So I'm like, oh shit. So my focus was like, keep focused and make sure you maintain your space. Let homie have his space. And he was doing the vroom vroom, and I just went like this to him. And I think he wanted me to do it back, but I didn't do it back. And then we just cruised for probably like good 2 minutes. together. And before we separated, before he took off, he left me. And maybe he left me because he's like, oh, this fool.
Yeah, but he's probably accustomed to a certain speed too.
I don't know. But he just took off and he left me. But those 2 minutes was tight. And I was like, this shit is tight. Because he's right there.
He doesn't.
That's the thing with the bike, because you're so used to being in a car. When you get on a bike, you're like, the cars are right there, huh?
Yeah,
right next to me. You feel so naked.
Yeah.
You feel like there's no protection. And that's why when I was in the lane and he was literally right there to me, I'm like, hey, we're just keeping our own too. Like, he's managing his space, I'm managing my space, and it's just tight. I'm like, that's just tight. And I'm like, sometimes I'm like, this shit's legal. You know, it seems like it wouldn't be legal.
It's I think some states do require you to be a certain distance, but it does feel tight. That's why I think it'd be tight if we both had a bike.
I think it would be tight. Our parents never liked that, huh? You have bikes, dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, it's understandable, but it's another thing. And
but it's just like, you have to be, it's just, I think it's just like our instructor told us, right? She was a good ass instructor. I wish I remembered her name. You remember her name? But she was a good instructor. But she would tell us, like, if I feel you ain't ready for the road, I'm not giving you your what is it called?
Your endorsement.
Yeah, I'm not giving it to you. And I don't care if you're mad at me and you do all this shit. I don't give a fuck, because I'm not going to send you out there to die. And I'm like, whoa, right? She was serious about her shit, and she would even yell at us and shit. But it worked, because I still remember her saying, right? And you remember it too. Keep your hand off the clutch. Huh?
She was screaming that
and
shit
it just shows you, though, how effective it is. Because that girl, when I was on the road, she was in my head. So shout out to her,
every time you made a turn on.
Because there was multiple instructors there, not just her. But I don't remember anything the other instructors told me. But I remember that girl, and I remember being afraid, like, I don't want this girl to yell at me.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to keep all this shit together.
Yeah, and then when you were focusing on the turn, they put the cones up, and they say, don't look at the cones, look at me.
Yeah.
Like, and you'd have to be looking at her as you made a turn.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how the fuck am I? And I'm like so close to hitting the cones.
Yeah, and then they would tell you, huh? Keep your eyes on where you want to go.
Yeah.
And that's so hard, because you feel like you're gonna fall.
And and then I remember coming out of that course like
confident. Huh?
Yeah, like I was like, I'm the baddest biker out of this bitch.
But I feel like it really
it does help.
It does help.
Confidence wise, safety, everything.
Yeah, I think everybody should take that. Like, if you're gonna ride a bike, you have to. I mean, if you want to be safe. But some people are like, yeah, whatever, that shit's whack, whatever. Well, okay, it's whack until you're on the floor with your fucking face split. You know, and that's why to me it's like, you know, I don't want nobody riding like that, you know? And then, because people say it looks lame, because remember, you would see the instructors pull up and it'll come all straight back with their helmets, and it just doesn't seem like it will to the average eye, people would be like, that shit don't look cool. Because motherfuckers want to be cool. Why you know how they pull up with their stiff backs? With their helmet on and everything, with their gloves on and everything. And it'll just give the image off like it's not cool. But
it's safe.
Yeah. And they would tell you, like, ride with the appropriate gear.
And yeah, no flip flops.
Yeah, no bullshit.
Yeah, no shorts. They want you to be protected because the lady said, like, everyone's gonna go down. If you ride for long enough, you'll eventually go down.
That's crazy, huh?
And she's like, it's just a thing. You just gotta accept it. And it's not, a lot of times it's not by your choosing. It's by other people it's doing, or circumstance.
I don't want to go down, huh?
It just seems scary.
Well, yeah, because it could be something as simple as, like, because I know a dude who I used to work with who would ride bikes too, and he crashed his shit, and he told me a lot of people that I've met who started riding crashed their shit, and I'm like, I think it's because they have no respect for it, like they don't really put thought into it. They just drive. Oh, I got a bike, let's ride, and that's why they crashed this shit. We know a couple motherfuckers who've done that. Well, I know a couple motherfuckers. And that's why I'm like, I mean, people you don't value your life. right? We were practicing before we went to the safety course.
I know. I didn't be when I got my bike, and I was just walking it in the driveway for like 20 minutes trying to get the hang of it before I even took off.
And then you have you have to go through the embarrassing stage, huh? Where you stall.
Stall.
Yeah, all the fucking time, especially on the road. It's embarrassing when it turns off.
Or you
do this, boom.
And then you kick it, try to kick it down to first, or you try to go up to second and you go into neutral, and then
Yeah.
oh shit. And then you forget which gear you're in, and then you got fucking just tap all the way down and then click.
Yeah, because when you drive a car, you're just using your feet. And you're only using one foot. And never mind, you're using your hands. You're using your hands and you're using one foot. But when you're on the bike, you're using everything. Left hand, right hand, left leg, and right leg. Everything. Right? The right leg for the back brakes, the right hand for the front brakes, the left hand for the clutch and shit, and the left foot to switch gears. And like and bikes, well, some of them do, but the one we had, it doesn't show you the gear you're in. So you have to just remember. But it's easy though.
Unless you're neutral.
If you're neutral,
the light will pop up.
And as you get better, like I would, as I was pulling up to the light, I would pull into neutral. So that way, by the time I hit the light, I'm chilling.
My ass was used to be worried about going into neutral because originally when I first started, when I would come to a light and you told me because you rode way more than I did, I would be like, how the fuck you do this so like nonchalant? And every time I would be looking, trying to feel if I was neutral and the light came on, and I was too worried about like, okay, you got to take off. You can't hold up traffic because you don't know how to fuck ride. So my ass would just stay in first and just be ready. Looking at the light, be ready.
You get tired though.
Don't stop. Yeah.
I stalled in front of a cop. When I was learning, I was driving for the first time. I'm taking it to my sister's house, and that was probably like 15 minutes away. And when I hit the light, there was a cop behind me, and the cop made me nervous because I'm like, fuck, I don't want him to know like I'm a new rider, or I don't want him to give me a ticket or anything. So when I pulled up to the light, I was chilling in first, and then I don't know. Was I chilling in first? I don't know, but somehow I ended up stalling at the light, and the light was green. So I didn't take off immediately. So I was like, oh shit, start the shit. And I'm like, hopefully the cop didn't notice. But maybe he did notice. But I mean, he won't give you a ticket for that, huh? He can't. What the fuck is he gonna give me a ticket for what? I don't know. But it's just, I don't know. A chick can be hella dangerous if you don't take it seriously. And we know people, huh? I know a homie who had a bike, and he let somebody else ride in. He crashed in the freeway and he lost his leg. And that's why it's hella important. Like, it's hella true. Don't let nobody ride your bike. Huh? Don't let nobody ride your bike. If somebody wants to ride, tell them go take the safety course. Because I wouldn't want that on me, huh? Like, oh, I let him borrow my bike and then he died or something. Yeah. But I would tell people, like, don't get super excited and just start going crazy and taking that shit on the freeway and everywhere like you pro. Like, no. Just cruise
Baby
around.
steps.
Yeah. First, take it around the block. Huh? That's how we started. Just around the block.
Yeah, we would just ride around the same block for so many
Then it's 2 blocks.
Yeah.
Then you're riding around 2 blocks. Okay, now you're gonna make some more turns.
It took me like a year, not a whole year of riding, but a season. Because here in Michigan, you only have so many months riding before it gets too cold, where you're like, ah, fuck that. And before I drove to my sister's house, which is like, what, 15 minutes? 20 minutes away. And I'm like, it took me a year or a season to be like, okay.
Yeah. I'm
ready.
The furthest I went away was probably like an hour.
I think the furthest I've gone was to Bay City.
Yeah, probably like that.
But it was not comfortable. It was not an enjoyable ride.
I like riding. I like riding just for fun.
My bad.
Remember, I would just go on cruises. I'm gonna take the bike and I'll just go on cruises. That's why I want one. Mainly, that's what I want a bike for, just to cruise, not really to be. Well, it would be my main driver, but it's because I refuse to let fear control me. Even though it's dangerous, it's dangerous. But getting in the car is dangerous. There's a lot, but I just refuse because it's fun. And as long as, I'm being as safe as I can about it, I feel like you can't, just like fucking jumping out of an airplane. But I would never bungee jump.
Now, bungee jumping, it just seems way worse.
I seen a video where a dude jumped, and when he hit the bottom, right, like, you know how it pulls on the rubber band, that shit just snapped. He went straight to the water. But luckily he survived.
He didn't fuck himself up?
I don't know. They didn't show nothing. It just said that he survived. But I'm like, heck no.
Yeah.
Heck no.
It's not worth.
Like the instructors who, like, you know how there are people who throw you off? You know how they like hold you and they let you go? They're not strapped up, huh? They don't have nothing on them?
They might have something.
Because when I seen, some of them do. But the person I seen, it didn't look like he had shit on. And he was dropping the dude down, and the dude was hella scared. And when he dropped him, the dude tried to grab his hand.
You're coming down with me.
But imagine that.
He's done.
He'd kill him.
Yeah, he died.
What would happen then?
It would just be an accident.
You think it wouldn't be like a lawsuit?
No, it'd just be an accident, I think. And it would be.
Because how is that an accident if I grabbed your ass?
Well, it'd be a company safety thing because the guy should be strapped to something. I'm sure it's like a regulation. They're supposed to be strapped to something.
I'm not sure.
That would suck. Imagine the falling. You ever seen I was watching because there's this kid at work that was watching during like lunch. He was watching The Other Guys, the movie.
Yeah.
And when you seen how The Rock and Samuel Jackson in the movie at the beginning, they're on top of the building and they're chasing some bad guys, and they're on top of the building and they just say, they look at each other like, you think what I'm thinking? And he's like, aim for the bushes. And he's like, and then they jumped off the building and they died. I was like,
they die?
Yeah, they just died and just jumped to their death. And that's what reminded me of bungee jumping. We were just jumping. And then they just die.
No, that's probably something that I wouldn't do. Would you explore the ocean? Like a deep dive?
In the submarine?
No. I mean, like diving. Like with a tank.
Nah.
You wouldn't go like spearfishing?
Like a short term, like something short. Like 20 feet.
Have you seen that they discovered a fucking like 8-foot tall fish?
8 foot tall?
Yeah. Oh, no, I think it was 6 feet. Have you seen that? And they pet it? The skydivers pet it?
Oh, you're talking about those big tuna fish, or what are you talking about?
No, because they said it was a new fish.
6 feet tall?
It's long. Because it's a fish. Yes, this one right here, look. Divers encountered enormous doomsday fish, riddled with shark bites. It's everything you wish for. Let's watch this and then we'll end it.
6 feet long?
See how long that fucker is? That shit ain't even moving, huh?
It don't even look real.
A deep sea earthquake fish in Taiwan. Shit's huge, huh?
When you compare it to the divers.
Imagine how long that would feed you right there. It must have been dying, so it swam into shallow waters. So it's not a new species. It's just, they encountered a huge one, right?
I don't know.
Oh,
you would eat them? I eat them.
I would eat him, but I wouldn't eat him if he's like they're on the verge of being extinct. I seen a video where they were showing they were showing the animals that are only like 10 left, 15 left, 20 left. And I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, there were some of those animals were animals that I see like that you thought were like pretty common, but they're dying.
Only 10 left, 15 left?
Yeah.
I'll still eat one though.
You'll still eat one of those? I don't think I would.
Never know, bro. You're never going to get a chance to get anyone.
See, animals that are on the verge of extinction. Tigers, rhinoceroses, elephants, Asian elephants.
Giant panda. Gorillas?
I think it was even hippos. Orangutans?
Chimpanzees? I think mainly all from.
Well, let's see tigers, right?
See, like, how do they know blue whales though? Like, how when fucking 2% of the 5%, whatever the hell it is, of the ocean has only been explored, and yeah, they say the blue whale is going extinct. How the fuck they know that when they don't know shit about the ocean?
Animals like this should be protected, though. Do you think so? Because well, don't every animal serves a purpose, right?
Yeah, and it just it's a shame. It's a shame when you see these animals that
like they're gone. They're not gonna be back
they're
again.
gone, and it's mainly due to people hunting them to extinct. It's due to people mainly taking over their
mountain
territory.
gorillas.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Those gorillas, majority of what they eat is puro plants and fruits and shit.
Yeah, how big they
some
are.
Small, they'll eat like ants and grub and stuff like that, but yet they're so buff.
Fucking beasts, huh?
Yeah.
Orangutans?
Those dudes look wise.
Orangutans?
Yeah.
Just based off the movie or what?
Why though? Why do I get that impression?
Because of Planet of the Apes? How the dude was smart. The orangutan knew how to speak sign language.
I don't know. They just look wise.
They just look like an old man. Huh?
Yeah, like a beard. Yeah, probably.
They just look like an old man. Yeah, they've been through some shit. They've been to war and back, huh?
Yeah, that's what I get the impression. That's probably why. Instinctively, I think like, oh, you look like an old man, so you gotta be wise.
I think they're called poachers, huh? Is that what they're called? Like people who just kill animals for trophies and shit.
Yeah, well,
that's fucked up.
Not only for
you shouldn't kill animals unless it's for survival reasons. Unless you're gonna eat them, that's the only reason. You need them to survive, so you're gonna eat them. That's the only reason you should kill an animal. It shouldn't just be for fun because you want to test your scope.
Test your scope.
It shouldn't be that.
But they do it for money too because.
But it doesn't matter for money. You should that's a creature. If you're gonna eat them, if you're gonna eat them, fuck it, eat them.
People kill animals and cut
because people will make the argument of not even just to eat them, you shouldn't kill them. But that's a whole different thing. But if you're just killing for trophies to hang them up on your wall and shit, nah, that shit's wrong. You shouldn't be doing that. For fucking just to have them on your wall. Yeah, I killed him in '97. He's the last one. That's just dumb.
I got the last one.
I'm not with that. We should take care of the animals. If you can come back as any animal, what would it be?
Something in the ocean. Something that what?
A jellyfish?
Nah, something that nobody fucks with, but they can swim really, really fast and go.
A dolphin?
Probably one of the whales, maybe. Just because you can go, because something about
that
the ocean.
That shit sounds boring as hell.
Ocean?
Hell yeah, it sounds boring.
Hell nah, because.
What are you interested in? Other fish?
Exploring. I want to see what the fuck's up there. I want to go everywhere. Bro, the ocean is so big, so huge.
It's more interesting to fly.
What, you gonna get tired of watching the sky all damn day?
What's the same thing? The ocean.
There's animals, there's treasures, there's ships.
It's the same shit if you fly. There's
what animals. The fuck is in the sky?
Well, you can look down. Well, you think your head up in the clouds forever? No. Oh. You can fly over a different city. You can fly over the world.
And then someone gonna test the scope.
I wonder how far somebody gonna test their scope? They will.
I knew.
How far can a bird fly? Can it fly over the ocean?
They'll sleep. You know that birds fly?
Yeah, they sleep in the air.
Motherfuckers sleep and then they wake up. And they do that periodically for a few seconds at a time to get their full rest in. That's hella weird. How the hell?
But can a bird fly over the ocean?
Yeah.
Think so?
Yeah.
Because how would you know?
Well, I don't know if they
Well, first, the hunger, right? How long would it take a bird to fly across the ocean? And can a bird fly across the ocean?
I'm sure there's some birds that have done it before, but it's not like you nonstop. I'm sure they stop somewhere.
For a meal?
Yeah, they have to stop and eat something.
Migrating birds choose routes with the best wind and uplift conditions, helping them to fly nonstop for hundreds of kilometers over the sea. Well, it's very unique. You know how they fly in V's? Certain birds? And that shit's all fucking... The one in the front is working harder. And the ones in the back are just cruising. And then they alternate. So it's a certain level of intelligence. They're working together and shit.
And somehow they just know. It's built in their system. right? There's no language to be
And it's
like,
taught. You know, have you ever seen the documentaries? The bird's going crazy and the baby boy. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah, the old man.
Yeah, he says,
Yeah,
it's ready to be a big cub now.
yeah, that's
The monkeys have found joy in the wilderness.
yeah, that's I forgot what his name is, the old man. But
He's
that's
good
from
as fuck.
Animal Planet, huh? Like
I'm
the
not making
Animal
fun of
Planet.
him. He's good as fuck.
Yeah,
And you know, they did a new one. What is that shit called? You know how it's like Planet Earth? I think that's what it's called. They're doing a new series on dinosaurs with Homeboy being the voiceover of what they think that they would have been like accurately.
you know that dinosaur movie?
And it's in 4K. What dinosaur movie?
I think it's called Dinosaurs.
I thought you were gonna say like
Not
like
the
a
cartoon,
childish one, yeah.
Not the it was hit Google it real quick. Just put dinosaur movie. I always remember this watching as a kid and thinking dinosaurs are hella tight. That shit right there.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Dinosaur?
Dinosaur. That
Disney?
shit was tight.
I don't remember that.
That shit was hella tight. And I've always appreciated movies that were not, they were, weren't afraid to show
Gore?
death.
That shit shows death?
Yeah, it was like, it was not a kid movie. Like nowadays kid movies, it's all like freaking.
This was not a kid movie?
No,
I don't remember
not compared. I would say it's still a kid movie.
I don't remember.
But I would say like because they don't fuck around. Some and parts of the scenes where they fight and shit, and I'm like, oh shit. It would did a really good job showing danger from other dinosaurs and made it feel like good. I don't know. I just when I think about anything dinosaur, this is what I think of. And this movie was tight as hell, and I watched it so many times that I still like. I don't know. I feel like
just imagine if there were still dinosaurs. We would have killed them.
Or they would have killed us.
Yeah, they probably would have killed us. Because we only became fucking made guns.
That's the only reason why we're dominant is because of gunpowder.
But imagine how tight they would be.
You think we would have mastered some of them? They would be our pets.
Nah, because you think
some of them.
You think all creatures can be turned into pets to be obedient?
Not well. I
don't think so.
I think so because look at a lion. Look at tigers, elephants. Like I'm not saying they can't go rogue, but they'll listen to you for a little bit until they say so.
Till they choose not to.
But they will listen. And then have you ever seen those the people who are they're like have a really, really crazy bond with grizzly bears? Huge, big ass bears, and they're wrestling with them, and and I'm like,
well, it's just animal lovers.
That's scarier than a motherfucker. But I'm sure we tamed some of them. Maybe not all of them, but some of them for sure.
Thank you for listening to the AB podcast. You can follow us in the links below. All our social medias are linked there. If you want to buy some merch, the merch that we're usually wearing in the podcast, you can buy it as well. The link will be below.